Good morning. My name is Asad Ilyas, and today I would like to talk to you about photojournalism. Now, what is photojournalism? Photojournalism is an art. They say a photo speaks more than 1,000 words. However, the trick is finding the real one. Photos speak out, rather shout out emotions. With my passion for photography, I can portray any emotion or any feeling which I want to show in a picture. I say a camera has more power than the authorities, as with a camera you can tell man-made luxurious lies or hardcore reality. So what is photojournalism? Photojournalism is an emotional story in a paragraph, in a photo. It's about bearing witness. It's not about just getting the best details or the best technical details or getting a pretty subject or the best composition. Rather, it's about showing a story to the world of something that really happened. The key theory with photojournalists is that they blend in with the background and become a shadow. A general concept followed by all photojournalists is that they should not change the story. So, what makes photojournalism? There are two basic concepts behind photojournalism: perception and perspective. What is perspective? Perspective is a particular attitude towards a way of looking at something. It's regarded as a point of view. Now, perception is regarded as a mental impression, such as how would you interpret something by looking at it. Now, these two things are extremely important as perception equals perspective. We need to break our perceptions to make our perspectives. Now, angles create everything, which are made by perspective and are created by perception. Now, in photojournalism, I find this shot extremely inspirational to me. This is called Tank Man, taken by Jeff Whitner in 1989. Now, the key about this photo is not showing that there's war going on or it's just 4 tanks standing in the room of thirds. No, rather, it's the story behind it. In this picture, you can see it was 2 days of civil war in the country. The people, they were frustrated. They were fighting for their patriotism. The army was too angry at them. Thus, the army took 4 tanks and started marching on the streets. However, this one man, with his full patriotism, decided to stop these 4 tanks. He stood in front of them. The tanks decided to move, they steered left, they steered right. However, the man decided not to move. And thus, with this man, the 4 tanks stood there. This is a picture taken by Diana. Now, this picture shows the picture of a house. Basically, she took this picture at her house, and her relations with her father wasn't that good. She was facing childhood fights since birth, and at the age of 7, she was separated from her father. Now, this photo isn't about showing a good window with a picture at the background. Rather, it's about showing the sacrifices that were made in her household. 15 years later, she reunites with her father. She states that photography doesn't help me, but it has helped her to confront her with her father and their relations. Now this one is taken by Moises Sama. This one is taken in the place of war. As you can see, there are people lying around. Now, what happened in this photo is not about people dying or just holding their heads up. It's about what happened there. The story behind it shows that a photographer, he was escaping their land filled with war. He escaped their land with a bunch of people in the helicopter. 2 hours later, he finds himself lying on the floor, crash landed. He explains that during this time, I did not feel empathy. I felt creativity, and thus I took the shot. 2 hours later, I find myself on the floor lying with a helicopter crash. Now, these photos, they show stories. That's the main importance of photojournalism. They show the impact and what pressure the incident made. Now, photojournalism, as I said, is not about just capturing the best exposure or the best shadows. No, it's not that. It's about showing the world what really happened. Photojournalism is not making people busy with materials. Rather, it's showing people about reality. Thank you.